Hey, welcome to the channel. It's Monday, it's about 12 o'clock, and I'm up here in the middle of Chiang Mai, inside the moat, and I'm going to do a little walk around and show you around a little bit and tell you a story about something that happened last month. It's kind of out of a horror story. It'd make a good horror movie. It's just one of those things that happen, and you when you hear about it and you think about it and you think, what creates these people, what makes these people do what they do. But in this situation, I don't know. We talk about Thailand attracting bad tourists, not quality people. I don't know if this would have made a difference or not. But anyway, I'll tell you the story, and you can kind of form your own opinion about that part of it, and we'll go from there. I want to thank everybody that's coming to the channel, watched the videos, left super thanks, bought coffee, just said hello. I really appreciate it. And I'll turn the camera around so you can see where we're at. We are right in front of Bury Gallery, and I recommended this hotel to somebody, and they stayed here and they said it was really, really good. You turn around, you can see where we're at here. Got your local 7-Eleven over here, and then you got your Somtom guy right here, and I've had him in videos before. He's really kind of a colorful guy. Waddy Cup! And everybody's cooking, yeah, papaya salad. Wow.
Thank you. Very alloy.
Yeah, good. But we've got the big temple right out here in front of us. Wat Prasing. And we could walk across the street and walk through that, because there's probably some of you that haven't seen it. And we'll just kind of do a walk around the circle there. It is rather hot today, so I'm sure I'll be swapping out batteries pretty often. There's more papaya salad over there being made, or fruit drinks. Yeah, fruit drinks. We'll use the crosswalk here to get across the street. But anyway, the story I'm going to tell you about happened in Pattaya last week, and please donate for 4 dogs. We get some change, we will on the way out. But this 42-year-old Chinese guy, he arrives in Pattaya, and I'm not exactly sure what day. It's sometime around April 25th. In that kind of that time frame. And he checks into a guest house. Gets all straightened out. Now, this is one of the things that people have really been complaining about, is people not dressing properly here. And one of my friends messaged me the other day, and they saw a guy walking down the street in Speedos right in front of a temple, and it was really offended his wife, pretty much. That's just something that you don't do. Especially around the temples, but we'll walk around through here. But anyway, back to the story. He checks in, gets settled in, and he goes out for a walk, and apparently he goes down either Beach Road or Walking Street. I can't remember exactly which one it is, and I'm going to leave links in the description to several different stories about it. See, she's putting her thing on so her shoulders don't show. Being polite before she goes in the temple. But he goes for a walk, and he meets a transgender woman. Now, this is probably sometime during the day, and they talk for a little while, and then exchange, according to the article, exchange WeChat. And he goes on his merry way. Well, about 9 o'clock, wow, we have a lot of neat stuff in here. Yeah, we'll walk through here. About 9 o'clock, he messages her, and she comes to the room. Now, this is all on CCTV, so you know, it's all documented. She comes to the room. Swadee Kap. There's some pretty stuff here. And he's seen coming down the elevator and meeting her there in the lobby of the guest house. Swadee Kap.
What would you like? What would you like?
Oh, I have everything. Thank you.
Everything.
Just about.
Where did you come from?
I come from America, but I live in Hang Dong.
You live in Hang Dong.
Hang
Chiang
Dong.
Mai.
Yeah. 15 years.
15 years
Long time.
in Hang Dong.
Hang Dong. Yeah. Oh, but I come here a lot.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good day. She's got some pretty stuff. But he comes down and meets her, and then they're both seen going back up to his room. Swadee Kap. Pretty stuff. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll cut her out. She doesn't want any of it videoed. Oh well. But anyway, about 2:30 in the morning, I think we will go down here and go to the right. I do have some change. Please donate for the dogs. I don't know if it goes for the dogs or not, but I'll put it in there. 9 times out of 10 it goes to something else, but I don't care. It's not that much. But it does go to the dogs good. But anyway, at about 2:30, hello, no, I'm okay, thank you though.
Where you go?
I'm just walking. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
According to the Maban, who is the maid for the hotel, at about 2:30 in the morning, she hears somebody screaming, yelling, "Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! Don't do this! Don't do this!" And a bunch of banging and just a bunch of noise, and then it stops and everything gets quiet. Well, in the morning, she tells the morning manager of what she heard the night before. Now, you know, it would have been really, really nice had she picked up the phone and maybe called the police, but that's not the Thai way of doing things, and that's one of the things that I disagree with here. You know, somebody needs help, you help them, and you provide whatever assistance you can. Now this would just take us around to basically where we started the walk, so I'm going to keep going this way. But the day manager, he tells her, well, you know, go up and check on the room. Well, she goes up and she bangs on the door and bangs on the door. Nobody comes to the door, and finally she uses her key to get in. And much to her surprise, she discovers a trail of blood going into the bathroom while she opens up the bathroom door, and just finds just the most the grossest crime scene that you just ever want to imagine. So immediately, she backs out and they call the police, and police come down and go back in, and they find the transgender woman in the bathroom, and she has been cut from her neck all the way down to the groin. Her body parts had been removed from her body and placed around the edges, around like on her shoulder, next to her side, and whatever. He had it removed her implants and had placed those off to the side, and just a terrible mess. And they found bags, and they found a pair of scissors and other things that he had used to dismember her. So they figure out who he is, and through CCTV they can just about do anything. Oh, somebody got lost here. What is that? Can you see it? There we go. Somebody lost their little kitty. But they track him, and then they end up catching him at Suvarnabhumi. He's going through the facial scanner to get on an airplane to go back to China, and they snatch him, and he's got scratches and marks and claw marks all over his face. And I don't know how in the heck he was ever thought he was going to get anywhere, or even how he got as far as he did to the airport without somebody getting suspicious. He had so many scratches and stuff over his face. Well, he pretty much confesses, and the big story here and the big concern is when they start doing inventory of the body parts, taking the body away, everything's there except for one lung. They're missing a lung, and they can't find it. And they can't see anywhere on CCTV where anyone else came into the room or anything as far as that one organ is concerned. And the speculations were just, people were thinking, well, he's doing. There you go. There's a good way to fill up a hole. He's killed her to harvest her, her organ. Which happens. I have not read about it happening here in Chiang Mai or even in Thailand, but in some of the neighboring countries, that does happen. And usually they end up kidnapping somebody, and they'll harvest their organs. And it's a big thing with the scam artists now that are getting people to work in these scam centers. When they're done with them, they kill them and harvest their organs and sell them on the black market. I think we'll go left here. I'm trying to figure out which way would be the decent way to go. We'll keep walking this way. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, we'll go this way for a while. Maybe we'll hit the next street up. But anyway, so that's the big concern. Everybody's scared to death. Oh my God, we're going to get abducted, and our organs will be stolen and cut out of us and all that. And when they catch him, he basically says, I didn't do anything. He said, I didn't do anything with their organs other than just cut them up. And this is what his story is, and I don't believe a damn word of it. I think, and when I'm done telling the story, I'll tell you exactly what I think happened and what the situation actually was. He says that he met her down on Beach Road, and he wasn't aware that she was a transgender, which could be, maybe not. That doesn't really make it. Yeah, that makes no difference in this situation, as far as I'm concerned. You know, it just has no bearing on it. But anyway, they agree on a price of $8,000 for her, or 8,000 baht for her to come up and have sex. Them to have sex together. Well, 8,000 baht, that's a lot of money. And you know, I'm not a punter, so I don't know, but from what I've read, that's a pretty high figure, and it's kind of outrageous. So he may have agreed to it. It's very possible. There's a beautiful house here. He may have agreed to it, and when I get to the end of the story, it'll be more prevalent as to why he would agree to it. But anyway, he says that when they get up to the room, she wouldn't have sex with him, and that she wouldn't give him half the money back. He wanted half the money back, and she wouldn't give it to him. Well, like I said, this is him talking. It's not, you know, unfortunately she's not here to defend herself, because I think it's a crock of crap. Number one, all the fights and things that I've ever heard about have always been at the end, when after it's done they don't want to pay, and that's when the fight starts. Never has it ever been that they want some of their money back, and that's when the fight starts. So I don't think she ever got her money. Personally, I don't think. Swati Gap.
Hello, Chiang Mai. This is your friend?
No, I don't know him.
I see your friend.
Who, my friend?
No?
No, not my friend. I don't know him.
Oh, okay. I want to say hello him to make business, to make some money around trip.
Well, go tell him hello.
Yeah.
There you go.
What about you?
I'll just walk up here and have a drink.
Okay.
Have a cold drink. They start doing a little investigation. Now, to top things off, now we'll get to the point where I'm going to start making my points. After he met her on Beach Road, I think we're going to walk this way. He goes to the store, one of these little 20 baht stores, and buys a pair of scissors, long pair of scissors, and a bunch of other stuff, and some bags, and all kinds of other different things that they found in the room. And then he goes back to the room, and after that is when he contacts her. So his thing was that when she wouldn't have sex with him, and wouldn't give him the money back, she scratched him and all that, and he said he put her on the bed and put his knee on her neck and killed her, and then dragged her back into the bathroom and just had fun with the body, was just playing with it. And that to me is just absolutely bizarre, but that's what he sticks with. And really at this point in time, it really doesn't matter. You know, he's done what he's done. But the thing that, and Lek just told me this morning, and it's one of the things that, one of the reasons why I made this video, there was no organ harvest. Hello! What had happened was, when he had cut her up, he had deflated one of her lungs so badly that when the medical people picked up the body, they couldn't tell it was a lung. When the pathologist got all the body parts and started putting things together, he was able to determine that the lung was there. So there were no body parts removed. But here's my thing. This guy just wanted to kill somebody and dismember him. It was clear, planned. There wasn't any. You know, that's why he agreed to 8,000 baht, because he had no intentions of ever paying her a dime. And had that happened, had she denied him sex, you know, she got up to the room at 9 o'clock. By 2:30, you know, that should have happened long before the 2:30 in the morning. You know, and saying no at 9 o'clock and then get killed at 2:30 over it doesn't sound right, and that's not how things happen. Swati cop. And I don't think it happened this way. I think this guy just thought that, got an inclination that he wanted to commit a murder, and okay, we just had the first battery go out, and we're almost done. Anyway, I'll turn the camera back around so you can see. But I feel like he was just out to commit a murder, and he wanted to dismember a body and see what it was like. And you know, in my 23 years of being a cop, 19 of those years I was an investigator and investigating homicides, and I never ran up on one of those. I did have dealings with a guy that had committed multiple homicides, and he had, throughout a 20-year period, he'd committed 4 that I knew of for sure, and 2 of which he beheaded them and removed their hands. And this guy he's just, I'll do a video on him, just him alone and that whole story one day, because it was a 20-year experience. I started on him when I first became a detective, and it was one of the last cases that I testified on after I retired, or before I retired. Matter of fact, it was just months before I retired, and they sentenced him to death, but he's still on appeal. That's 15 years ago. But anyway, back to this guy. I think that's what he wanted to do. He set out to find somebody to kill and dismember, and for some strange reason thought he could get away with it. I don't think there was anything sexual to it. You know, why would you come on vacation to Pattaya? Why would you buy a pair of scissors? Why would you buy bags and different articles, and then go back up to your room and call somebody to come see you, come visit you? That's, you know, your plan is to kill somebody. And you know, the bad thing is, had the Maban called the police, could have prevented it. Maybe, you know, it's hard to say. You don't really know. But that's the problem here. People don't like to get involved in other people's business, and you know, people get hurt here. And you know, this is one of the things my wife told me when we moved here, because you know, if you see people fighting out in the street and somebody's beating up their wife, what are you going to do? And press here, laundry, huh? I said, I'm going to try to stop it. And you know, she told me, she goes, that's the worst thing you can do, is get involved in it. And it's basically true. I mean, you have to turn another cheek, and otherwise you get yourself killed too. And sometimes the person that you're trying to protect is the one that ends up killing you. And that was true in any kind of domestic dispute, even back in the United States. You know, when you went to a domestic call like that, you know, you where the husband had beat up the wife, you had to watch the wife just as much as you did the husband, because if you got on him, there was a good chance that she was going to jump on you. And that's how a lot of officers get killed. But back to this guy, he's not going anywhere for a while. They're going to keep him, and hopefully they'll fry him. The people are just really, really upset about it. Her poor family. You know, she had bought a house for her family in Isan. She had planned on taking them to trips. Matter of fact, one of the trips was supposed to have been to China. But this will never happen. And, you know, you say that, well, that's a profession that they're in, but yeah. I was a cop for 20 years, and you know, that's the same profession you can get hurt in, but I wasn't expecting to get killed, and I didn't want to get killed. And just as these ladies out here working, they don't want to die. We have ate here, and the food was really good. I went by one time and did a video here, and one of my subscribers came and ate, and he said, the food is really, really good, you know, meet us over here. And Leck and I came over and had lunch here one day. It was really good. Here's another Villas homestay. And if y'all know where we're going, we're going to end up at Sweet Home Coffee today. I am thirsty, and then I've got to figure out how to get back to the motorbike. But you know, it's just it's a shame, and I hope that they fry this guy. My thing is, I bet you he ends up going to prison, and I bet you they end up killing him in prison. I don't think they'll give him the death penalty as much as I think they should, but that's what I think will happen. Old Town Chiang Mai. Door closed. And here we are. We'll turn this corner right here, and we'll come see our friend. Whew. It is hot. Looks like I'm the only one here. Sweet Home Coffee. I may just come in and have a hot coffee today.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Can I get just a... I think I'll just have coffee today.
Coffee,
Americano hot.
Okay.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Not bad. Not
Say hi to everybody.
Hi everybody. For Sweet Home. Hi back. Just wanna for the coffee.
Yeah, I'll sit down. See you.
Have a seat, please.
We only came in here today because of you, you know?
No.
Yeah, that's true.
You're kidding me. Do you mind being on video?
That's fine. No, that's fine.
Great. Did you see did you see it on the channel?
Yeah, I've seen it a few times.
Wow, yeah.
It was just difficult to find because we're in a car, so parking is...
Yeah, you have to park usually, yeah, you know, and walk back in. And today I parked over by Gopro Hero. I've got a long walk back, but it's left.
But yeah,
It's good, isn't it?
It's beautiful,
Yeah. She's a sweet lady.
Yeah, she's lovely.
I could. Do y'all live here?
No, we're from England.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this your first time here?
No,
Okay.
no, it's about our 8th time here.
Great.
But we couldn't find it last time. We ran out of time. We were here in November.
Yeah, yeah.
And we were going to pop by then, but time got away.
Well,
But this time we were determined we were going to pop by.
there you go. It's great.
It's just such a lovely lady.
Yeah, she really, and you know, she's kind to everybody. And she had a lot of problems, you know, with her family and during the earthquakes.
Yeah. I saw
Yeah.
you asked her how
Yeah,
her family
yeah,
were,
and seems to be doing okay.
And how are you?
I'm good. I'm not perfect, but I'm good.
Sorry to interrupt
That's okay,
you.
not.
If you guys don't mind, you can join here. Do you
Okay.
wanna join
Yeah, I'll
here?
sit right here.
Is it okay?
Yeah, of course.
Well, that was nice. I just met 2 subscribers, and they paid for my coffee. So, guess we'll head back to the car or head back to the motorbike. It's going to be a pretty good walk back there, and head for home. And I'll get this video up. And I want to thank you all for buying my coffee. You didn't have to do that, but I really appreciate it. And if y'all come here, and make sure you check out Sweet Home Coffee. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.